Tennis court chaos. Alexandra Eala fires back after racist jab. Shocking footage freezes a tennis world. Collision. It was supposed to be just another crisp autumn afternoon in Tokyo. The WTA 500 event had drawn crowds from across Asia, fans eager to witness the next generation of tennis brilliance. Alexandra Eala, the pride of the Philippines, stepped onto the court wearing her trademark calm expression, a serenity that often hid the storms within. Her opponent, a rising European star known for her fiery personality, paced the baseline with narrowed eyes. The crowd roared as the umpire announced, "Time. Miss Eala to serve." Alexandra bounced the ball thrice, focused on rhythm, not noise. The world beyond the court dissolved, just the ball, the strings, and her breath. The first serve whizzed past her opponent at 189 kilometers per hour. Ace! The audience erupted in applause, with a few Filipino flags fluttering proudly in the stands. But the cheers didn't drown out the low mutter from across the net. Sharp, venomous, and ugly. Lucky girl. The opponent hissed under her breath, "Asian magic, huh? Let's see how long it lasts." Alexandra froze. The words sliced through her concentration. She wasn't new to sly comments, whispers about her being too young, too small, or too different. But this one felt different. It carried weight, centuries of judgment condensed into a single remark. The umpire didn't hear it. The cameras did. And in seconds, that one line would echo across the digital universe. Fire and silence. Alexandra didn't respond right away. She returned to the baseline, exhaled slowly, and reminded herself, "Don't let them take your calm." Her grandmother used to say, "The bamboo bends but does not break." That phrase had carried her through tears, injuries, and loneliness. But in that moment, she could feel the tremor beneath her skin, the heat rising in her chest. The rally continued, fierce and technical. Alexandra won the next game, then the next. Her opponent began to unravel, her frustration growing visible. When Eala's forehand clipped the line for 6-2, the cameras caught a tense exchange at the net. "Well played," Alexandra said, hand extended. Her opponent smirked. "Enjoy your sympathy wins." The handshake never happened. Gasps filled the arena. The umpire tried to defuse the moment, but the damage was done. Social media exploded within minutes. Hashtags forming like wildfire. Hashtag stand with Eala. Hashtag no room for hate. Hashtag Tokyo tennis scandal. The match that should have been remembered for its brilliance became infamous for a racist jab caught on live TV. The internet storm. That night, Alexandra sat in her hotel room, lights dimmed, scrolling through the chaos. Clips of the incident had gone viral. Slowed down, subtitled, analyzed by fans, journalists, and armchair philosophers alike. Some people defended her. Others said she should let it go. And a few, hiding behind fake names, made it worse, mocking her accent, her skin, her heritage. Her phone buzzed relentlessly. "Are you okay?" From her mother. "We'll handle the PR." From her manager. "Proud of you for keeping your composure." From Rafael Nadal Academy's old coach. But one message stood out. From her childhood friend in Manila. "You don't have to be quiet this time, Alex. Speak." For hours, she stared at her reflection in the hotel window. The city lights of Tokyo shimmered like distant stars, indifferent, beautiful, cold. She could hear her heartbeat louder than the cars below. She wasn't just an athlete anymore. She was a symbol. And symbols, once broken, could either fade or ignite. The statement that shook the sport. The next morning, Alexandra appeared before the press. No makeup, no stylist, no PR script. Just her, a gray hoodie and truth. "I've been told to stay silent," she began softly. "To focus on tennis. To ignore hate. But silence helps no one. Yesterday, something happened on that court that's bigger than tennis." Cameras clicked rapidly. Every word carried gravity. When someone attacks who you are, where you come from, it's not just personal. It's historical. I'm proud to be Filipina. I'm proud of my skin, my roots, my accent. If that makes me different, then I'm glad to be different. A reporter asked, "Will you take action?" She nodded, not out of anger, out of respect, for every player who's been told to shrink. Within hours, the video of her speech hit every major sports outlet. The words "out of respect, not anger," trended worldwide. Players from Serena Williams to Naomi Osaka reposted it. Even the WTA released a statement. "We stand with Alexandra Eala. Racism has no place in tennis or anywhere." But Alexandra knew this wasn't the end. It was only the beginning. The fallout: her opponent was fined and temporarily suspended. Sponsors quietly withdrew deals. Anonymous sources leaked internal arguments within the WTA. Commentators debated on live TV, some praising Eala's strength, others questioning whether politics belonged in sport. Eala ignored most of it. Instead, she poured her energy into training. She'd always believed in using the racket, not the microphone, to prove herself. Yet now, every match she played felt heavier, symbolic. Crowds began bringing Philippine flags to every tournament. Chants of "ELA, ELA" echoed through arenas from Singapore to Paris. Kids wrote letters saying, "Thank you for standing up for us." She'd become a movement. And with that came pressure, crushing, silent pressure. One evening, during practice, she missed a serve, then another, then slammed her racket to the ground. Tears burned behind her eyes. Her coach, Mateo, approached quietly. "You're not fighting the opponent anymore, are you?" She shook her head. "No, I'm fighting the weight of everything." He smiled gently. "Then play for yourself again. Not for the world. Just you and the game. That's how the world changes, one point at a time." Beyond the court, months later, Alexander stood before a sea of students at the University of the Philippines, invited to speak about resilience and identity. She spoke not as an athlete, but as a young woman who had faced the world and refused to bow. "I realized," she said, "that sometimes life will hand you a microphone when all you wanted was a racket. And when that happens, you can choose fear or you can choose truth." Applause filled the hall. She smiled softly. "Racism didn't end that day. It probably won't end in my lifetime. But every time we speak, every time we play, every time we refuse to shrink, we move the line forward." That evening, as the sun dipped over Manila Bay, Alexandra sat by the shore, her tennis shoes beside her. The breeze smelled like home, warm, forgiving, infinite. Her phone buzzed again. A message from Naomi Osaka. "Proud of you, little sister. You turned pain into power." Alexandra smiled, typing back, "One match at a time." Epilogue to freeze frame. The most replayed video of the year wasn't a trophy lift or a record-breaking serve. It was a still frame, Alexandra Eala, standing tall mid-match, fire in her eyes, pride in her heart, refusing to bow to hate. The moment the world froze, not out of shock, but out of respect. And somewhere deep within the echoes of tennis courts around the world, a quiet truth continued to resonate. You can hit 1,000 balls, chase 1,000 wins, but the greatest victory is always over silence. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share. Till next time.